Well, crapinoli, that stopped awful fast. Heidi ho, everybody. This is Grammy Mary, and I am sitting here in my rocket chair. And yeah, I was slowly rocking to that one. I really do like that one. Yeah, I love that song. In any case, it is a Freaker Friday, and yeah, I am kicking off the evening festivities over here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3, also on the RLMRadio.xyz site, and the RLM TuneIn radio station, and the RLM Internet radio station, and also on the RLM Spreaker channel. So, hey there, hi there, ho there. I got all of that out without totally fee-buddling it. Oh, it's been a day. So, who went out there and did the Black Friday shopping? Not me. I don't do that craziness. I do not. I can't say I've never done it because I have once, and that's how I know how crazy it is. And I'm just not ever, nothing is worth that bullshit. Nothing. So, hooty doody wuddy? Okay, never mind. I'm just checking some links here. Okay, and I did a little bit of scrolling, which is part of why I was a little slow on the uptake this evening. I was trying to find a blogger that I've read a couple of his blogs, and I thought, oh, let's go see what he has to say about what's going on lately. And I finally found him. Finally. Vinny, honey, I see something about you have Rekka 2. And no, sweetheart, I can't get it to work out here. And it keeps telling me I'm supposed to adjust firewall settings and all that fun stuff. And on both my computers, I have adjusted firewall settings and allowed it in and all that other fun shit. And I think it's my internet service provider, because they do have a few little things too. So I'm going to have a little chit chat with them about that, because it's kind of bullshit. Damn it. Damn it. Oh well. In any case, let's see. Who is where? Let me check here. Check my fakey book. I saw the lovely Lisa B is over here. Hey there, lady. How are you doing? Thank you ever so much for all that you do, hun. I truly do appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, there's my daughter. Hi, Hobbs. How you doing? She's Hobbs because, well, you know, Calvin and Hobbes, and she's most definitely Hobbs. Most definitely. Oh, goodness. Let's see, who else is over here? Jim is over here, as well as Bo Diddy. Hey there, guys. How are you doing? Truly appreciate you listening in. Jim is also known as 4Js, for those of you from the old WT days. Let's see, over here on that effing site. I love that effing site because all these wonderful effing people over here. And this is Grimmy and Bo Diddy's place to come play and share and possibly blow smoke up someone's ass. Hell, I don't know. Grimmy is over here and I'm over here. I have to be in order to see it. I also see the lovely Mary B as well as Bo Diddy. And Bo Diddy will be on tomorrow evening, by the way, for some bodacious tunage. So be sure to check it out because, yeah, Bo Diddy rocks. I also see, who is this? Oh, hi, Redrick. How are you doing, sweetheart? I hope you're having an absolutely awesome evening. Although I think your time zone, is this morning now for you, hun? Not real sure. And Valerie's over here. Hi, Valerie. How are you doing this evening, sweetheart? You're so wonderful, sweetie, sharing all the stuff that you do. Yeah. Well, thank you for that input, Sock. I'm over here checking out Crush and Run as well, and holy crap, and only there's an awful lot of people over here in this chat. And I know Sock. And that's just kinda. And I also kinda sorta know Kozu, and let's see, PJ. Is PJ in here right now? Yeah, PJ's there. And oh my, salty nuts. Well, and Beowulf. I've read that book. Let's see, who else is in here? Phantom Link 29. Hey there. And Body or Bot High or Boat High or however you, and Fluke and Ferris. I see Ferris is here. Is that like a wheel? And let's see, is Banger a bot? A Banger bot. Oh God, that sounds wrong. Okay, now I'm going to get over here to this RLM chat, which is where you need to be, because, yeah, I pay pretty close attention to what's, well, okay, don't lie. That's right, Moose, it's Crap and Ollie. They're from up there in Minnesota, don't you know? Um... Okay, over here in the RLM, all these crazy people over here who have been very, very, very loyal at listening to me, and I'm still trying to figure out. You guys must really love to listen to some crazy woman on the radio that cackles a lot. And I truly do appreciate it. Trust me, because this is my therapy session, don't you know? I don't have to pay some therapist buku bucks. I just vent here, and it's all good. Okay, right there up top. Oh, the man of the hour. Hey there, Asmo, Mr. Missionary Man. I suppose you're probably snoozing. Don't you work graveyard shift, sweetie? I also see Barman is here, who is the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world. Why? 'Cause I said so. The lovely Beth Z is here. How you doing, lady? And looky there, Cowboy Tech. I truly do hope you're hearing pleasant voices this evening, sweetie. And Grimner is here, the mighty Grimner, as well as the lovely Moose Girl, and they will be on later this evening with the Freakers Ball, so be sure to stick around because that is always very entertaining and educational. You know, it just kind of depends on what you classify as educational. Moosey Sock is over in his chat, hun. I'm kind of sort of loitering over there as well. Oh, Bodie, thank you ever so much for helping me. Oh, okay. Thanks, hun. He's over here in the Crush and Run chat, Moosey. And he's giving me shit and cluing me in on how to pronounce things because I have a problem with pronunciation every once in a while, don't you know? Sometimes I get quite creative too. But, you know, I'm kind of like Bugs Bunny. It depends on where you put your emphasis. So, back to saying hey there, hi there, ho there over here. Let's see. The lovely Kate. Hey there, Kate. How you doing? Kate is the trivia queen over here. Or at least last time I had a chance to play, she was a trivia queen. It's like, God dandruff, some of it itches, Kate. Would you slow the hell down so that some of us old people can get a chance to get a answer? And yeah, that too. No, don't slow down, Kate. It's good for me. It makes me have to type faster, but then I have to actually be able to spell properly as well. And well, you either get me typing fast or spelling properly. You can't have both. It's just that simple. I also see Trust No One is here. Not even Mulder or Scully. Don't even trust them. Beto! How you doing, darling? I hope you're having an absolutely splendiferous day. And looky there, Chalcedony is here. Hey there, hon. Still being the strong silent type, I see. I don't see you chatting too awful much. Got a double dip and a Chloe going on over here. Hey there, Chloe lady. How you doing today? And IB Don C. Work is still away, but he's still signed in because that's the way he rolls. Illustrated Idiot. Okay. I think I know who that is. But I'm not going to name any names because, well, you know, don't want somebody to be easily butt hurt. Or maybe I do. Let's see how the day goes. or the evening, shall we say. I also see a double dose of Java Doctor. We got the original version and Java Doctor 2, the new and improved version. So yeah, double dipping on that Java, which I'm kind of sort of needing today. Whew! I got a brain fry kind of day today. So yeah, it's nice to be able to come home, kick back, relax, have a kitty cat on my lap, and just kind of go, wah! At all of you guys. Okay, I also see Meisterbrar. Hey, Woody, how you doing, hun? And looky there, Rob Works is here. Where's that bubbler, hun? You know, we got to get a little bit of contact high going on. Although I really don't need it. Can you imagine what I would be like if I was high? Okay, chemically induced high. Because I'm just like this for the most part, normally, whatever normal is. I think normal is different for each individual, don't you? Or maybe I'm more of a normal kind of person. Yeah, I kind of like that one. I like normal better. Jukesy Loops is here. Hey there, Jukesy Loops. How you doing, sweetheart? And looky, Colfax 101. Yep, Prostitution Avenue. Well, at least if you're in Denver. Demon Atrax, who will be on directly following me with his demonic or Atraxian or some kind of music. I never really know. I don't think there's a way to classify what Atrax plays. I really don't. He plays tunes. We'll just leave it at that, okay? I also see Frumpy is here. Hey, Frumpy, how you doing? And hey, I know that person. I'm here. You can totally imagine that, Moose. Oh, God. I don't do that shit anymore. I do it a lot less, too. I really don't even drink anymore. Since I started doing my oils, I just really don't do any of that shit anymore. Because I really don't. Well, I didn't really need to before either, but, sometimes you just get thirsty and you want an adult beverage and just can't, knocks my ass out anymore. I'm a wussy woo. I also see Jehovah One is here. Please, no kabooms on me, okay? I mean, when I got home, the sky was clear, so I don't need no lightning striking out of the blue, or the dark blue, or the black, or whatever. It's a starry, starry night. Juana Taco is here. Oh, darling, that sounds absolutely splendiferous right about now. 'Cause yeah, I haven't had supper yet. I haven't been able to eat a whole heck of a lot today because, the Friday after Thanksgiving, a lot of people take that day off so that they can go do that stupid, crazy butt nugget shopping shit. And so we were running on a skeleton crew today. And yeah, I'm brain fried. I will freely admit that. Yeah, so today I have had a banana, an apple, and a handful of almonds for munching on grundage kind of thing. Oh, thank you, Atrax. Atrax says he drinks enough for both of us. I truly appreciate that, sweetheart. And I will send some healing energy to your liver. Seeing as how you're drinking for both of us, I really don't want to give up any part of mine because I've grown rather attached to it. But I will send some healing energy your way so that get yours kind of firing on all cylinders. Okay, moving along. Juana Taco, you want to bring me a taco, hun? Because I got rumblies in the tumbly. You might actually be able to hear them by the time I get done with this. Turkey taco. Ooh, hey, that sounds good. I don't have any turkey leftovers because I didn't cook. I was lazy. I drove. I also see Kozu is here. Hey there, darling. How you doing? And thank you ever so much for helping out earlier today. Truly do appreciate it. And looky there, the lovely Mary B from Down Under. It's so wonderful to see you here, darling. You are such an awesome lady. She's my favorite Wiccan in the whole wide world. I also see but is here. But you can say that so many different ways. Wow, that could be fun. And yes, we do, Demon Atrax. Yes, we do. And finally, to round out the crew, the one, the only Anon in the chat over here, RLM 63797. And 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 3 is 20, plus 3 is 23, plus 9 is 32, 3 plus 2 is 5. So RLM 5, how do you do? Yes, I know, I impressed you with my mathematic abilities. Yeah. Don't ask me to show my work, okay? Because it might get a little on the sloppy side. That's right, sock puppet. I'm talking about butts. I am talking about rump roast. The Charmin. Like when you see some really nice Charmin, you just got to tell Mr. Whipple to kiss your grits because you just got to go squeeze that Charmin. That's just... Ha. Okay, I'm just going to move right along now. Don't get me started on that chat. Jeez, oh Pete, I'll be done for the night. Christ. Okay, let's see. What do I have? I really didn't have a whole heck of a lot of time to peruse. I mean, I had some links open that I thought maybe I would be able to catch up on some news, but I didn't have time to today because, yeah, people traveling and having issues and phones ringing and me wearing 3 different hats and hi. So I didn't get a lot of cruising time today. But I did come across this one. I did find this just before I went on. And I love this guy. He's got such an interesting way of writing. And it's rather fun. Yes. Oh, you're a fan of rumps. Okay, well, rump roast is yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna move right along on that one. How about you? Rain? No, I don't need to know, hon. Okay, over here on the official DamianJames.wordpress.com. He is such a blogsmith. Oh God, what? I got a flasher. Yes. Oh, see how you are. You're so naughty. I like naughty. Yeah, that work thingy, that kind of sucks sometimes. Okay, hopefully Dakota, oh, okay. Dakota, oh my God, you know what? I miss Dakota 8. I wonder how he's doing. Last time I knew he was still clearing woods and scrub brush and all that fun shit from his little homestead up there, up north. Oh really? Okay, I'm going to go to Damien. Hi, Damien. No, this is not The Exorcist, Damien, but, you might think so by the time I get done reading this. I haven't read it. I just pulled it up, which those of you that are regular listeners know that I very rarely read beyond the headline because I want to be surprised too. So, this is a behind-the-scenes look at what this POTUS election is really about. Oh, this should be good. In the author's notes, I think everyone can agree that this election is an unmitigated disaster. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, somebody just won the booby prize right off the bat. Sometime in November, the citizens of the USA will be forced to vote between a billionaire vomit mess and that already elected, wink, wink, politically connected, disgusting goop that clogs your bathroom sink. Oh my God, that is the perfect description for her. Wow, I like you, Damien. Doesn't matter who you vote for. If you had the slightest shred of self-awareness and honesty, you're going to walk out of that voting booth thinking, ew, why did I have to put my finger in that? Oh, man, mental image. Oh, whew, good thing I haven't eaten yet, 'cause wow, I think I'd woofty on that. Oy. The media, the politically and morally corrupt, and the people have dug ourselves into a mess. But keep digging. We'll be able to dig ourselves out of this hole yet. Oh, and then he just said that. Do we dig ourselves deeper or change what we're doing to get out of here? I think maybe we need to back up and punt is what I think we need to do. I would love to drop kick some of them people through the goalposts of life, but, I think my leg would give out after a while before I'd run out of people that deserve that drop kicking. So, to make your whole voting experience a little less queasy and unsettling, I'll provide you with a couple lollipops. Ha one, ha two. Yeah, these lollipops, they're insight that might make this go a little easier for you. Sorry, not voting. I'm still rooting for the ticket of Yellowstone super eruption, cataclysmic asteroid strike 2016, mass extinction you can believe in. Booyah! Okay, Damien, obviously you did not see my Etch-a-Sketch 2016. Let's shake this bad boy up, because, man, I was twisting those dials and coming up with all kinds of funky ass shit, and then shake a. Because I like to shake a. Okay, we will start off with the shallow end of the pool to avoid brain cramping and to warm up before getting into the deep stuff. And unfortunately, it's also sort of the same matchup that the phony news organizations, or as I'm going to start calling them, the phony spews organizations, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, the Clinton News Network, CNN, faux news, etc., etc., etc. They have been running with this stuff since an alarming number of people have lost their thinky parts and continue to regurgitate nonsense. Thinky parts. I like that too. This one is most definitely, this is a keeper. The champion of women's rights versus the, okay, I'm going to sprain my tongue. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Because I hate these kind of words. It's got entirely too many consonants in a row. The misogenesis or genecistic or something like that. Those chauvinist, hateful man creature that'll probably eat you after sexually assaulting you. Rawr. I love you, Damien. I truly do. But I think you're entirely too young for me. But I'll teach you a thing or two. How's that sound? Oh, God. Move along. This is the current media portrayal of the race, as near as I can tell. Shitlary Clinton, okay, he calls her Hillary, but I much prefer Shitlary because, Shart and Olestra is very, very bad. Shitlary Clinton is wearing the knight in shining armor getup. Why? Because she falls down, go boom, and because you don't see those Shart stains in shining armor. Moving along. Oh, and she is here to act as the champion for all women, and so you must vote with your female parts. Although, I have a question. I have 3 female parts. I have the girls up top, and then I have the vajayjay down below. And so which female part am I supposed to vote with? Because, right now, the girl, it's 2 against 1. Oy. Oh, and she's going to save this country from the disastrous machinations of men. Men. While Trump, who clearly hates all women, yes, I rolled my eyes for you, darling, is here to single-handedly sexually assault, rape, and otherwise force himself on every single woman in the United States for all time. Because that can seriously be something that is likely to happen. Really? Have you taken a look at who he's married? There's quite a few women that I know personally that he would look at them and go, no, why go for, spam when I got a T-bone over here? Excuse me. I'm not saying that he's justified or gets a free pass. I'm not condoning his words 12 years ago or his antics. Seems like the dude really loves women and himself. And if his numerous marriages are any sign, a lot of them tend to love him back. Which I'm thinking they're probably seeing the cha-ching. Aw, hi there, RLM. Love you too, sweetheart. In that kind of situation, it's not too hard to imagine the lines are probably crossed somewhere. Sexual attraction is a dangerous thing. So is power, of any form. And when you mix the two, it usually won't end well. Which is why I stay shuttered inside, hidden from the eligible and uneligible women of the world. I have way too much sexual magnetism to keep myself out of trouble. Okay, Damien, honey, you and I, we need to talk, sweetie. Yeah, apparently he's making that sacrifice for the common good. You're welcome, ladies. Well, Damien, sweetheart, you and me, we need to talk, okay? And we can do it, on over the phone or whatever, because, that way I can't do the whole Southwestern Belle reach out and touch kind of thing and assault your ever so, apparently sexually magnetic self. Alrighty. But if we're being honest, we'd look at all of the facts, such as A. Shitlery stated that all women have their claims of sexual assault and rape should have their claims be taken seriously. Yes, they should be taken seriously, and when they're making false accusations, those should be taken just as seriously, and they should pay a penalty for that as well. While spending every ounce of her strength and political connections in destroying the women who are assaulted or raped by her husband. Yeah, like that little 12-year-old. Oh, you want to forget that one, don't you, biatch? B. Stay married to a serial sexual predator while her daughter Chelsea was growing up, sending her daughter the unmistakable message that other women are objects to be used by the men whom you are using to advance your political career. And if a husband repeatedly cheats on you, it's better to shut the victims up than to, actually say, this is enough, and then leave. Which, from what I've read, I'm thinking Lorena Bobbitt would have taken care of that issue really quickly. And the only reason Shitlery hasn't is because Bill is very useful yet. Good old Slick Willie. There you go, Slick Willie. I don't care what you do with that little Willie. I've already had a baby. I don't need you anymore except for political advancement. Yeah. And finally, C. Hillary rigorously defended a rapist of a 12-year-old. Yeah, see? And acquired an acquittal. Then laughed about the state of the criminal justice system that allowed her to do it. But trust her because she cares about women and children. Just not the ones who she's allowing to be exploited when it benefits her, which is pretty much textbook narcissism and psychopath and crazy hose monster And should I go on? I could come up with a bunch of them to describe her. Oy, vile biped that should no longer be occupying a meat suit. Next on the list, and probably the most laughable, the most qualified woman, no, the most qualified person in the history of the universe to run for the presidency ever, versus the inexperienced, witless boob who'll cause World War III. Okay, I think either one of them are the witless boob. Well, they're both boob heads. But yes, dear, I see someone is taking my name in vain. Yes, what did I do? Yes, actually, I did reference Bobbitt in a positive manner because I think Bobbitt would probably have a really good time with Slick Willie. Mm-hmm. And yes, I agree, Sock Puppet. I think she is already dead. I don't think she's occupying a meat suit anymore. I think this is a body double, but that's my personal opinion. For what it's worth. Okay, back to Damian James because I'm really enjoying this, in case you haven't noticed. Just a sec. My name is getting taken in vain. Yes, anonymous RLMer. What can I do for you, sweetheart? Do I really... Are we going to get explicit here? Can I do that on the radio? Do I want to do that? Probably not. Although I have been told, you have been listening, Illustrated Idiot. Cool beans. I have been told that I have the proper voice for one of those $9.95 phone numbers. The only problem is that I would giggle entirely too much, and I think that would totally just ruin your mood for you. Just saying. Okay. Back to this. I've heard this one a lot, usually from people who've never bothered to pop open either a dictionary or a history book to know that what they say clearly isn't true. And I'm not going to use your stupid article and when referring to history, the H isn't silent. And I don't speak with a Cockney accent, asshats. Really? I could do it, but I do it very poorly. I really do. My brother told me I do a really sucky Sean Connery. And so I do it a lot when he's around just to make him crazy. Ha da 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 da. How goes it? It goes quite splendiferously, Phantom Link 29, and thank you ever so much for listening in. I truly do appreciate it. And if you are having that too. If you're having issues, I gotta warn you, sweetheart, I live out in the boonies, and my internet connection is a tin can, kite string, and duct tape. And if you think I'm joking, you don't know Booneyville internet. Trust me. And this is the best you can get out here. Yeah, I'm just thrilled, let me tell you. Okay, moving back to Damien, because, yeah. Wow, this looks like a long one, too. I'll have fun with it. So, when one is qualified, there's usually a list of qualifications. Funny how that works. I'm qualified. I'm not sharing what I'm qualified for. You know, those indicators that you have a skill or intellect, a capability or track record with success that lends itself to one proving their mettle or capability to other people that they can handle a position. Oh, hey, you know what? Dangleberry didn't have any of those either. But by golly, he did real good at collecting a paycheck for being a community organizer. Woo! I'm impressed. And when I hear that Shitlery is the most qualified, I start scratching my head. I do too, Damien. It's like, oh, really? Then he goes on to ask, what are her accomplishments? And he's being dead serious, which, I would like to know what her accomplishments are as well, other than, have she emanates this aura of people just, wanting to Arkansas around her. And sometimes people don't even have to know her. They just have to, that Medusa eye just has to connect with their name or something, and all of a sudden they develop a terminal case of Arkansas. It's really scary. Yes, I see a flasher. Well, I giggle a lot, darling. Um, oh, see, Phantom Leak, if you think this is fun, you need to come do this as well. What was this? Okay. Community from Old French. Community, commonness, everybody. From Latin, communità, that too, which is community, society, fellowship, friendly intercourse. Oh, well, it's been a while. Um, I know, there's a TMI moment for y'all. Let's see, courtesy, condescension, affability, common, public, general, shared by all or many. Wow, is that like a pass-around pack? I'll just move right along, okay? Um, that does sound like fun, but like I said, it's been a while. Moving along. Okay, back to Damien. Hi, Damien. So, is staying married to Bill an accomplishment? Okay, I got to give her props for that one, because wow, I think after the first one I would have been thinking, wasn't there this gal named Lorena Bobbitt? And then after the second one I'd be thinking, do I not have some sharp implements around the house? And after the third one it would be like, sweetheart, you're so attached to that thing and you just love shoving it places where it really shouldn't be shoved. How about I just lop that off for you and shove it up where the sun don't shine and you can find out just how it feels? Yeah. I have this tendency to think that rapists, those that actually do commit that crime, need to have something shoved up their ass. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the orifice that they abused, but I think they need to have something shoved up their ass. I'm thinking a cattle prod, but, depending on what you have close at hand. I know I'm kind of hateful like that, aren't I? Have reason to be. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? Yes. No, I haven't talked about the tranny porn yet because I didn't know that transmissions could have sexual intercourse. I knew that they liked shifting gears. Oh, we're not talking about automotive, are we? Never mind. I'll just move along. Okay. Back to where I was at. There you go. So, back to Damien. Starting a foundation that pocketed hundreds of millions of dollars from the Haiti crisis at the expense of the people who desperately needed it, well, that is a qualification for being a dirty douchebag. Not getting caught at rigging elections, well, that's a conniving fill in the blank. Shutting up witnesses to her and her husband's numerous crimes. There's that Arkansas for you. Those people that, wow, they are such overachievers that they can shoot themselves in the back of the head 3 times. That is really wanting to make sure you get the job done, apparently. Not being prosecuted for sending classified information through unsecured channels. Well, her intent wasn't to be criminal. Oh, hairball. Excuse me. I think I'm going to need a saucer of milk for this one. Rolling over and going back to bed after ignoring months of requests for beefed up security at the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi. Yeah, those are such wonderful accomplishments. I think that should win her the lowest level of hell. That ding ding da. She is a vile creature. Um, yes. Someone's taking my name in vain. What did I do this time? Did I enjoy it? Oh, you just got a new tranny? Yours was slipping first and that sucks. Those things aren't cheap. Oh, look at all those people that have just joined. Booyah! Okay, back to my reading. I'm doing so well, aren't I? Okay, apparently Damien could go on and on and on, and there really are lots of them. But it changes nothing. Her political career has only progressed because of her husband's political clout and because she's a woman, not because of skill, and because, JFK Jr. just happened to die a couple days prior to. Oh, but we won't go there just yet, will we? That's another one of those tinfoil hat things. Not because of skill, not because of her ability to lead, not because of her intellect, obviously, not because of her competence, not because she wrote stunning legislation that solved the problems of this nation, not because of her individual or political success. Her entire career is based on political cronyism, and it's cronyism because she is a crone. Whoa, is she a crone? Wow. And the fact that she's married to Slick Willie Bill Clinton, and the fact that she's a woman, which, excuse me, please do not put that vile creature in the same category as moi, okay? Because, yeah, I'm not offended, but I might go off the deep end. Just putting that out there. She became a celebrity when her husband became president, and the rest of the world took pity on her when they found out that he was banging women behind her back. No, it probably wasn't behind her back. She was probably sitting over in the lounge chair off in the corner watching and eating popcorn. And from what I understand from some conversations I had with my eldest brother, when Slick Willie was done, she probably beat the shit out of him. Because from what I understand, she liked to smack him around just a wee bit, which would not surprise me one damn bit. Everything after that is an attempt by the powers that be, or as I like to call them, the leeches that be, because all they do is suck the life force out of everyone and everything they're even remotely close to. They try to make up for her raw deal in her marriage and make history by electing her as the first female president. But can you really call that a female? I don't think so. She didn't sponsor any noteworthy bills in the Senate or as a senator. She didn't stop any terrorist attacks. She didn't champion the causes of women or children while an acting senator. And she didn't make any breakthroughs in any foreign policy position as Secretary of State, which she was offered once she lost the Democratic primary in 2008. It was like, here, we will give you this so you don't kill me. That and, well, having Joe Biden as the VP, which was a pretty good insurance policy as far as I'm concerned. Because people would go, ooh, take him out? No, no. Have you seen who would be the next president? Oh, shit. Yes, that was a smart move on Dangleberry's handlers. I got to put that there. To go on with this, though, all she's done is sold government positions and influence through her family's charitable money laundering scheme foundation. Yes, she's held numerous political positions. Every one of them involved someone changing their name to Ben Dover. And there was no lubrication involved either. And she's screwed up big time in every single one of those positions. And that's why Ben was screaming for ice cream the next day. Being placed in positions of power and screwing them all up does not qualify at being, or does not equate to being qualified. That's being politically well connected. Period. As for Trumpelstiltskin, he doesn't have a lot of political experience. And while some would say that it's a definite strike against him, I ask myself, what is political experience in this day and age? When politicians of every walk of life have proven that they're willing to negotiate with foreign/domestic politicians/leaders to screw over the population of both their own countries, because that's what political experience has been for the last 30 years. Selling out your country and countrymen/women and lying to the people about it. Political experience has been absolutely detrimental to the world and this nation, which is why I don't believe in putting forth legislation that has term limits. I think if you want term limits, vote the sorry piece of shit out the next election. Do not let them become an incumbent senator that gets, or an incumbent congressman that gets reelected. If they're running for reelection, vote for the other guy. I don't give a shit how vile that person is. Vote for the other guy, because at least they don't know the ropes yet. It's probably time to scrap that nonsense and try something new. Oh, booyah. Yes, I like this. What's your something new, Damien? I'm all ears. Or eyes, in this case. And this leads us into that deeper end that I warned you about earlier. Here there be monsters. Here there be dragons. And do not irritate the dragons, for you are crunchy and good with ketchup. So, here there be monsters, so wear that bacon and blood cologne that makes you irresistible, because sea monsters will want to cuddle you so hard. Oh, a sea monster cuddle. Moving along. The caste system is alive. The political caste is better than you. Just ask them, they'll tell you. It isn't to be treated to the same standards as everyone else. And America needs a new iteration of nobility, with me as your queen to save you from your own tragic ignorance of my unquestionable superiority and greatness. Wow, did I just say that out loud? Are y'all listening? That versus America is the only country in the world that fully rejected the Nobel system, or Noble system, however you want to pronounce that one, because I'm sure I just fuckered it up. Is that my first F-bomb of the night? And became the envy of the world through the concepts of equality, hard work, and the determination to succeed. The political and business classes are fucking you, your family, and your nation. They're fucking you over with their incompetence and secret dealings that benefit only themselves. Now, I know this because I have to deal with a major corporation on a daily basis at work. So, yes, somebody took my name in vain. Grams, what? Do I am not going to answer that, Phantom Link. Moving along. Okay. This isn't that shocking to anyone who pays attention to the subtext or outright text of the candidates' words and actions. Seriously, people, if you actually listen to what they're saying, not just what sounds warm and fuzzy to you, actually listen to what they're saying, fundamentally transform this nation. Ooh, ah, I don't know what it means, but ooh, ah. It was a black guy that said it, so we're going to vote for a black guy because we don't want to be looked at as racist. You're going to vote for a black guy because you don't want to be looked at as... Wow. Hillary has admitted to having a public face and behind closed doors, a political face that are decidedly at odds with one another. And criminal charges can't be levied against her because new interpretations of legal statutes are bandied around by the morally bankrupt James Comey. Despite it not being in his purview or job description to reinterpret legal statute, and Loretta Lynch, who is the head of the Department of Injustice, because it would be an open and shut case of Democrat on Democrat political violence against one of their brightest stars and dimmest bulbs. Blanket plea bargains were granted to Hillary's cronies, subordinates, and accomplices, and the public breakdown of Hillary are notorious. Whenever people begin actually questioning her actions, motives, and words, she's always furious at the affront to her person, as if she's above and beyond any kind of reproach, criticism, or legal repercussions of any kind. If it comforts you to sleep at night, sweetheart, if it comforts you to think that way, it won't last long. That is ridiculous. When this country was founded, it was based on the notion of ordinary citizens stepping in to perform a civic duty and then returning to the citizenry to carry on with their private occupations. It's why the legal system was designed to treat everyone equally before the law. Monarchs and nobility that are beyond the reach of the law was such an abhorrent notion that the positions were never created in this country. Despite monarchies heading up the original European powers that laid claim to this land. So Trumpelstiltskin seems to be correct. The country is $20 trillion in debt. Income inequality is at record highs. The tax code is a mess. The government is a bloated, unmitigated disaster. Incarceration rates are at record highs. The cost of health care is out of control, and the criminal justice is seriously fucked up. Seriously fucked up. And that's the nicest thing you can say about it. Politicians and the wealthy routinely skate on all manner of charges that would put the regular folk in prison for a very long time. But the politically well-connected still believe that they're the only ones who are best suited to fix the mess that they made. And we get to pay for. By the way, I just dined on this scrumptious meal, but you get to pick up the tab. Isn't that sweet of me? Yeah. Oh, sweetie. Dirty little secrets. Well, honey, that would take several shows to share that. Moving along. Just a minute. Let me go check out the other chat. If Ron Paul won presidency, he would be protesting and saying he was a racist KKK. That's true. That's true, brah. Uh-oh. Demon Atrax is shuddering. Why are you shuddering, sweetheart? Did I... Oh. Was that a record? 54 minutes? Holy crap. Damn, I'm an overachiever. Oop. Oop. I clicked the wrong button. I know that shocks you, that I would push a wrong button. But I liked it. Yes. Fucked up. Yes. Obamacare would rather give some imbecile health insurance than single man or woman. Yeah, that is true, sweetheart. That is true. And for every single man, woman, and child that had decent insurance prior to Dangleberry death care, those people are now paying. Okay, I can just speak from my own personal experience. I am now paying almost. Okay, my premium, not necessarily what I'm now paying, but my premium is now almost 3 times what it was before Dangleberry Care went into effect. And I'm healthy. I am very healthy. And yeah, so, and for that 30 million that they were going to cover with Dangleberry death care, 50 million lost their coverage. Yeah, how's that working out for you? Oh, it's just so wonderful. I've had a little chit chat with yeah, my doctor, and she and I had. I really think that's why she wanted me to schedule another appointment, because she really wanted to hash some things out, and that's the only time she and I get to chat. So, yeah, and she wanted it towards the end of the day, because I'm thinking I get to be the last appointment, and we're going to have one hell of a chit chat, because she's not a happy camper with this Dangleberry death care. She is very unhappy about it, because all of the shit that it causes in her life. So, makes her job a lot more difficult. So, to move on with this, so there you have it. This election isn't just the bland, disgusting, one-dimensional turd sandwich the media has been feeding you all this time. There are layers to the discussion that aren't really being discussed. You know that elephant in the room? Oh no, sorry. That was Shitlery wearing her Hoover vacuum bag ensemble, wasn't it? Never mind. Yeah, this election is between a self-described champion of women's rights who has privately destroyed women her entire professional life, especially if they were sexually victimized by her husband, who is the most qualified presidential candidate in history. That should be his story. That is 2 words there. Despite having no track record for success or even basic competency in any of her endeavors or political positions for the past 30 years, which pretty much applies for Dangleberry as well. But that one was elected because don't you think it's about time we had a black president? But those that said no were called the racists. Wow. I still scratch my head over that one. Yeah, she also fully believes that the ruling political class are the only people with the intelligence, wisdom, and know-how, as in N-O-how, to decide the fate of this country, despite already having been in power for the last 30 years, which has resulted in a near total collapse of the country. You know, I often think that it's already collapsed. We just haven't felt the repercussions of it yet. As my brother Choey would say, circling the drain. Oh, and the other side of that shit sandwich, which I'm thinking, you know how shit sandwiches where you just got one piece of bread done up and you're getting ready to do the other piece of bread, and for some reason a noise distracts you or something, and you turn quickly and you knock that other one onto the floor, and you know it's going to fall shit side down. You know it is. So when the politicians do that and it falls shit side down, they just use us as a spatula and they scoop it up off of the floor using us, and then they put shit on the other side. So no matter how you pick that thing up, you get shit on yourself. Isn't that wonderful? But the other side of this shit sandwich is, as the media portrays him, a vile, woman-hating sexual abuser who was the first in the world to hire a woman to construct a skyscraper, and despite 40 years in the public eye and owner of the Miss America competition for 19 years, was never accused of sexual assault until this election. Who lacks true political experience, that inescapably entails screwing over your countrymen/women to score your cronies a boatload of money/power from around the world, and who believes that the political caste has ruined this country and needs to be replaced with individuals who believe in putting basic human decency and America first. And Damien, honey, if you believe that, I've got some swampland out here in northwest Kansas that I'll sell you real cheap. Honest and for true. So, hopefully this breakdown helps resolve some lingering doubts as to who should lead this country for the next 4 years. You know, it's called a country for a reason, don't you? 'Cause that's who's running the place. Or, at the very least, we shouldn't. Yeah, we really shouldn't. Don't go there. And if it hasn't, there's always the third-party candidate, Jill Stein, perhaps. Or write-in vote, maybe. Figure out who, folks that nobody's saving us from this mess we made. And by we, I mean you. So get to it. Well, Damien, honey, I think you were included in that, sweetheart. I think. There are lots of other blogs other than this one. Oh, Colin Kaepernick mystery, or Copernic, however you pronounce that one, depending on where you put the emphasis. I'm going to go ahead and share this link because Damien's got lots and lots and lots of blogs here. And I really do like the way he thinks and the way he writes. It's quite fun. It's very fun to read. Let's see. Hooty doody whatty? Oh, okay. Okay, Grammy wasn't talking to me. He's talking to Kate. And Meisterbrau's playing Boston. All right, dude. I'm going to put this link over here as well. Yes. Let me check it. Cheaper than an hour with... Alrighty. I'm finally catching up with this. With the chat over here. You know what? This is the best entertainment you'll get for free tonight from 7 to 9 Eastern Time on RLM Radio. I got to put all of that little bit there cuz yeah. Okay. Put this over here on that effing site as well. Holy crap, I got some notifications over here. Bobby, how you doing, sweetheart? How's your place out in Colorado doing? Is it ready for company yet? That's not much of a drive for this old broad. I can make it. Okay, let me find, I gotta find just the right little, I love Grimmy's little emoticons that he did for me. And I say he did them for me because I know he did. Because he knows I would be a big old whiner if I didn't have those things. So, what is this? Oh, Bobby commented on one of my updates. What did you have to say, darling? I know, I do like that image. I really do. Okay. I'm going to put Damien over here on Facebook as well. And then I'm going to have to figure out something else to talk about tonight because holy shit. Holy crap. It's been over an hour. Damn. Damien. You lasted over an hour, hon. I'm impressed. Although I did dilly-dally just a skosh. Let's see. There we go. We'll just do that. There. Now I got to go peek in my pocket. I got to dig around in my pocket, see what I got in there. Because I'm sure. What? Oh, wow. Okay. I did an awful lot of scrolling way down in my pocket just to see. Because I had to find Damien. Because I knew I had him in there somewhere. Wow, that sounds really kinky, doesn't it? And fun. Oh, couldn't find it. That's probably because it's a really old link. Okay. Moving along, I guess I'll have to go back to the top. Start at the top and work my way down. That sounds fun as well. Dun, dun. Where am I at? Pampered Chef? No. One of my friends is having a Pampered Chef party, and it's like, you know, that stuff is really nice, but it's also very expensive. And, ooh. Oh. Should I go here? Should I? Fake Spewage. This is, I don't remember who shared this. Somebody shared this. Somebody did, because I saw it and threw it in my pocket. It's from the washingtonsblog.com. Did I do this last night or Wednesday night? I don't okay, yeah, I do remember what I had for breakfast. A banana. Banana. Who's the biggest peddler of fake news? Well, I'm going to tell you right off the bat that any kind of news that I find, I'm going to make fun of, and I'm going to therefore make it fake. If it's not already fake, I'll make it faker. So this is all spewage to me, as far as I'm concerned. Apparently everybody's talking about spewage of late. And the Google Trends show that starting in late October, that phase absolutely exploded in terms of internet searches, which I'm wanting to know who gathered the numbers, who was the one that decided what was spewage and what was not. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's on the internet, so it must be true. Honest. In the last month, Obama, Merkel, CNN, and the New York Times, Washington Post, and many other mainstream corporate lame-ass propaganda system media outlets have warned about the dangers of spewage while they were endeavoring to get you to swallow their spewage. There certainly is a lot of spewage out there, and some of it is by anti-establishment types trying to discredit American institutions with false reports. Egad, say it isn't so. But, as we documented below, oh really, you documented below? Cool. The government and corporate lame-ass media system are by far the biggest purveyors of spewage. Who'da thunk? The government's been deploying propaganda on U.S. soils for many years. Propaganda is just a really fancy word for manure. And, you know, out in these parts, farmers will go and get that stuff and they'll spread it on their field, and it fertilizes. It reeks to high heaven, but it fertilizes. Puts nitrates back into the soil. Although you don't want to drive by there right after they've done it. It really is not a pleasant aroma. The United States Senate Select Committee on or to study governmental or operations with respect to intelligence activities. Governmental intelligence activity. Is that an oxymoron? I'm thinking it is, because government and intelligence in the same sentence. They found that in 1975, the CIA submitted stories to the American press. No! Really? God, I was still in school then. That's a really long time ago. After 1953, the network was overseen by Alan W. Dulles, director of CIA. By the time Operation Mockingbird had a major influence over 25 newspapers and wire agencies. The usual methodology was placing reports developed from intelligence provided by the CIA to witting or unwitting reporters. Note reporters, not journalists. Not investigative reporters, just plain reporters, because they report what they are told to report. In other words, they are spewage meisters. Can you get a degree in spewage meistery? I want to know. I'm already working on my master's degree at the School of Hard Knocks. I'm wondering if I can have that as a second piece of toilet paper to hang on the wall. Those reports would then be repeated. Pete and Repeat were sitting on a bench. Pete fell off. Who's left? Repeat. Or cited by the preceding reporters, which in turn would then be cited throughout the media wire services. I think y'all have seen those videos where either Conan O'Brien or some other late night person will start showing news clips of the same news item from cities all across the country, and the verbiage is eerily familiar. The Office of Policy Coordination, or OPC, was funded by siphoning off funds intended for the Marshall Plan. Which was for the rebuilding of Europe by U.S. after World War II, why should we have to fund the rebuilding of Europe? Oh, wait, did we drop some of those bombs? Hoopsie. Some of this money was used to bribe journalists and publishers. No. Really? It's called a second income. That's called I'm working the night shift. I wonder how well some of those people performed under desks. Maybe I don't want to know. In 2008, the New York Times wrote that during the early years of the Cold War, prominent writers and artists from Arthur Schlesinger Jr. to Jackson Pollock were supported, sometimes lavishly, always secretly, by the CIA as part of its propaganda war against the Soviet Union. Hiccups. You know, those dirty communist pinko faggy guys. Them guys. It was perhaps the most successful use of soft power in American history. Soft power. A CIA operative told the Washington Post owner Philip Graham in a conversation about the willingness of journalists to peddle CIA propaganda and cover stories. You could get a journalist cheaper than a good call girl. A couple $100 a month. Wow. And you know what? Someone's still getting fucked out of the deal, and nobody's getting a kiss out of the deal either. Totally sucks. Apparently, the famed Watergate reporter Carl Bernstein wrote in 1977, more than 400 American journalists in the past 25 years have secretly carried out assignments for the Central Intelligence Agency. This is according to documents on file at the Central Intelligence Agency headquarters. Wow. I am so shocked. In many instances, CIA documents show journalists were engaged to perform tasks for the CIA with the consent of the managements of America's leading news organizations, hence where the phrase performs well under a desk came from. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Among the executives who lent their cooperation to the agency were the heads of CBS, Time, the New York Times, the Louisville Courier/Journal, and Copley News Service. Is that how you say that? Copley or co-ply? Co-ply. I'm making you so pliant. I'm going to turn you into a Gumby. It'll still hurt, but you'll be ever so bendy when we're through with you. Other news organizations or spewage organizations which cooperated with the CIA include, a whole bunch of Alphabet Brigade. ABC, NBC, AP, UPI, Reuters, Hearst Newspapers, Scripps Howard, Newsweek Magazine, the Mutual Broadcasting System, the Miami Herald, and the old Saturday Evening Post and New York Herald Tribune. Wow, the things you grew up on that told you baseball, hot dogs, mom, and apple pie was all you really needed to care about because those were American things. And pay no attention to that deviant behind the curtain that's doing all kinds of disgusting things to your neighbor right now. Yeah. There's ample evidence that America's leading publishers and news executives allowed themselves and their organizations to become handmaidens. This is where circle jerking comes into play. To the intelligence services. Obviously, I'm thinking that these publishers and news executives got to play the pivot man position in this. I hope they had fun with that. Let's not pick on some poor reporters, for God's sakes, William Colby exclaimed at one point in a church committee's investigators. Let's go to the management. Yes, dear. I see someone is taking my name in vain. Again. Or maybe not. I'm having fun with it, sock puppet. I'm just going with, the universe puts things in my path for a reason. And when it shows up often enough, it's like ding, 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 pay attention to that. You're supposed to do something about that tonight. So I do. Let's see. The CIA even ran a formal training program in the 1950s to teach its agents to be journalists. I feel so special. Intelligence officers were taught to make noises like reporters. I don't even want to know. And were then placed in major news organizations with the help from management. Make noises like a reporter. Is that whole suey kind of thing? Hey, Moosey, Sock Puppet wanted me to tell you hi. Are you still listening, sweetheart? And yes, Java Doctor 2, life is stranger than fiction. It most definitely is. Where do you think all of these fiction authors get their ideas? They look around. They are people observers. That's where they get their ideas. And you would be surprised how much of humanity's little foibles and quirks. You have to have a lot of those in order to have really good fiction, because then people will get drawn into the story, kind of like this. Once a year during the 1950s and early 60s, CBS correspondents joined the CIA hierarchy for private dinners and briefings. Fruit of the loom? Allen Dulles often interceded with his good friend, the late Henry Luce, founder of founder of Time and Life magazines, who readily allowed certain members of his staff to work for the agency and agreed to provide jobs and credentials for other CIA operatives who lacked journalistic experience. Well, it really doesn't take a whole hell of a lot, because I've been accused of some of that, and I say, yeah, I can spew with the best of them. You want me to string a line of bullshit? Just stand here a minute. I can string a line with the best of them. Why? Because I was married to a bullshit artist. I learned from a master, let me tell you. In the 50s and early 60s, Time magazine's foreign correspondents attended CIA briefings and dinners similarly to those of CIA held for CBS. Wow. When Newsweek was purchased by the Washington Post Company, publisher Philip L. Graham was informed by agency officials that the CIA occasionally used the magazine for cover purposes. That's according to CIA sources, who wish to remain anonymous because they really don't want to develop a lethal case of arkancide. It was widely known that Phil Graham was somebody you could get help from, said the former deputy director of the agency. Frank Wiesner dealt with him. Wiesner, deputy director of the CIA from 1950 until shortly before his suicide in 1965. See, back then they called it suicide. Now it's arkancide. Because I don't think Schittlery was really in cahoots with anybody quite yet. Yeah. And he was the agency's premier orchestrator of black operations. Racist! Racist! Including many in which journalists were involved. Wiesner, or Weisner, depending on where you're from. I'm from Hesse, America, so, you know, dem ter good Germans. We pronounce it Wiesler. Wiesler liked to boast about his mighty Wurlitzer, a wondrous propaganda instrument he built and played with the help of the press. Oh, that just really is very, very wrong, especially the mental image I'm getting. Thank you, Phantom Link. Sock Puppet, you want to know what the reasoning is for men wearing underwear? It's to protect your little soldier from the nasty teeth of that thing that Levi... zipper bites. Oh. Yes. Okay. Wiesner. Thank you, honey. But you know, in Hesse, America, we call it Wiesner. Because we're dem der Germans, don't you know? Where we have der Wiener Schnitzel and Oktoberfest. Where a lot of them der good Germans, German Russians, by the way, they get drunk. They get very drunk. And what's hilarious as hell is they card everybody. And I am not kidding you. The last time I was there, which was years ago, how old was she? 82. An 82-year-old woman went to go buy a beer and they carded her. I really quite literally, I had to run for a porta potty because I damn near peed myself. I was laughing so hard. There's a mental image that I'm sure you really need too. And that's when I was a lot younger, too. I had to run fast, and there was a line. So, dancing right along. I'll get back to this article, shall I? Oh, goodness. Okay, in November of 1973, after the CIA claimed to have ended the program... Yeah, we're ending that program. Wink, wink, wink. Pay no attention to every digit on our body being crossed and our eyes being crossed. Yeah, we ended that Oh yeah, we did end that program and we started another one. Tuck and zip. Okay. Well, honey, are you gonna troll me? Well, what all does that entail, hon? Don't make me put on makeup. I don't wear makeup. Sorry. Ain't gonna happen. Last time I wore makeup was when my oldest daughter got married. No, I take that back. I did wear it one time after that. But when my oldest daughter got married, yeah. By the time the ceremony was done, I looked like a raccoon. I just don't. I just don't wear makeup. I just don't. And the last time I did wear makeup, my youngest daughter, who was going through Cosmo school at the time, put makeup on me, and then we went out partying later, and yeah, it wasn't. No, no. I just don't do makeup. In any case, moving along. So if you're gonna troll me, deal with what you see's what you get, darling. In any case, in November of 1973, yeah, when they ended that program, Colby told reporters and editors from the New York Times and the Washington Post that the agency had some 3 dozen American newsmen on the CIA payroll, including 5 who worked for general circulation news organizations. Wow, that's a fancy schmancy word for propaganda trough. Yet, even while the Senate Intelligence Committee was holding its hearings in 1976, according to a high-level CIA source, the CIA continued to maintain ties with 75 to 90 journalists of every description: executives, reporters, stringers, photographers, columnists, bureau clerks, and members of broadcast technical crews. In other words, every damn one of them is a master at spewage. More than half of these have been moved off CIA contracts and payrolls, but they were still bound by their secret agreements with the agency. And just because they were moved off their contracts and payrolls doesn't mean they weren't still getting a little something something, don't you know? According to an unpublished report by the House Select Committee on Intelligence, wow, did you guys find any? I don't think so, because there's still none there. It was chaired by Representative Otis Pike. At least 15 news organizations were still providing cover for CIA operatives as of 1976. Those officials most knowledgeable about the subject say that a figure of 400 American journalists is on the low side. That's just the ones that will cop to it. Yes, sweetheart. Who is talking to me over here in the... Hi, Chloe! Chloe, you and I, sweetheart, we'll chit-chat, Chloe. Later. 'Kay, hon? And sweetie, if you think you take a look... Well... You should have seen me when I was a newbie. Actually, when I first started social media, any kind of putting my toe in the water kind of thing. Wow, that was a long time ago, and that was a whole other person. That was someone that still was actually playing the role of June Cleaver quite well. Wow, that's a different person. Holy shit. I look back at that and I go, damn. Wow. It's one of the, is it Benson and Hedges that has that commercial? You've come a long way, baby. Wow, have I ever. And Flash Rooneyhead will tell you that as well. And he's only known me for about 5 years. Let's see. There were a lot of representatives that if this stuff got out, some of the biggest names in journalism would get smeared. Oh no, honey, because they're shit dispensaries, so they're already smeared. They're covered in it. They wallow in it. They probably roll in it as well. Yes. Apical comment. Yeah, da, da. Here, some will be broadcasting on our... Oh! Cool! How awesome. Do you mind if I read that, sweetheart? I will tell Chloe that, hon. Okay, Sock Puppet has on here, for those that are actively reading chat, besides promoting a really good network that's been around for years, pushing applicable content, which is Real Liberty Media, some here will be broadcasting on our own network their own choice of content, and listening in to others might give insight to what it's like. Sweet! How awesome! Awesome for you, Sock Puppet. That's just too cool. Bonus round. Now I'm going to go back to giving shit to the Spewmeisters, because I'm really having fun giving them shit. Okay. And I do have time. An expert on propaganda testified under oath that during the CIA, or during the trials, that the CIA now employs thousands of reporters and owns its own media organizations. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell ya. Whether or not his estimate is accurate, it is clear that many prominent reporters still report to the CIA. Yeah. Okay, and during that testimony, was that in 76 that he's talking about? In a 4-part BBC documentary called The Century of the Self, it shows that an American, Freud's nephew, Edward Bernays, created the modern field of manipulation of public perceptions, and the U.S. government has extensively used his techniques, which, yeah, I remember. Oh, cripes, I'm going to have to look up that document. I think I've seen that documentary, as a matter of fact. Yes, dear. That is true. That is true. I got to agree with you on that one, Sock. Yeah. But Flash is fun. He really is. Okay, getting back to this. Or at least I have fun. Maybe that's what counts. I have fun. So, and that's what life is for, isn't it? You're supposed to have a good time? That's what I thought. Okay, this goes on to say that John Pilger, is a highly regarded journalist. The BBC's World Affairs editor John Simpson remarked that a country that does not have John Pilger in its journalism is a very feeble place indeed. And Pilger said in 2007 that we now know that the BBC and other British media were used by the British Secret Intelligence Service, MI6, in what they called Operation Mass Appeal. MI6 agents planted stories about so damn insane's weapons of mass destruction, such as weapons hidden in his palaces and in secret underground bunkers, and all of those stories were spewage. And do you know why they wanted to go in there? Can you say plunder? It's like modern day pirates, only not nearly as cool. They're not the kind of pirates that the flying spaghetti monster has. Those wonderful ones that say "Arr" on Fridays. I love my flying spaghetti monster pirates. Arr, me hearties. Yes. I know you did, darling. Okay. And that's true. Okay. I'm going to go back to finishing my article now that I've read all of... I don't think there's very much to it left. Of course, then again, yeah, operative phrase there was, I don't think. Oh, Vinny, are you heading out? Well, you take it easy, darling. Be careful. Don't freeze any appendages off that you've grown really attached to. Tuck, honey, tuck. If you feel the wind, tuck it in. Okay, moving on with this. One of my favorite stories about the Cold War concerns a group of Russian journalists who were touring the United States. On the final day of their visit, they were asked by the host for their impressions. I have to tell you, said the spokesman, that we were astonished to find, after reading all the newspapers and watching TV day after day, that all the opinions on all the vital issues are the same. To get that result in our country, we send journalists to the gulag. We even tear out their fingernails. Here, you don't have to do any of that. So what is the secret? It's called greedy bastards, is what it's called. It's called people with zero integrity. It's called people who have little to no moral fiber. It's called spewers, who are paid professionals at Spewage. And yes, Grammy is the boss when it comes to the blues. That is true. Okay. Yeah, I got time. Nick Davis wrote in The Independent in 2008. Just a sec. What's going on over here? Okay. Good job, Vinny. You're an overachiever, hun. Way to go. You demand. Okay, back to this article. For the first time in human history, there is a concerted strategy to manipulate global perception, which, yeah, that's what mass media is for. It's mass hypnosis. And the mass media are operating as its compliant assistants, or asshats, however you wish to put that, failing both to resist it and to expose it. Why? Because, well, they're getting paid. That's why. And they're gutless wonders. The sheer ease with which this machinery has been able to do its work reflects a creepy structural weakness which now afflicts the production of our spewage. I've spent the last 2 years researching a book about falsehood, distortion, and propaganda in the global media. Is that Zakawi? I know I boogered that up. It's a letter that which made it to the front page of the New York Times in February of 2004, was one of a sequence of highly suspect documents which were said to have been written by or to Zakari or Zakwai. Whatever. It's a guy whose name starts with a Z, and I totally butchered it. And it was fed to the news medias, which, oh, shock, shock. This material is being generated in part by intelligence agencies who continue to work without effective oversight. Oh, I'm sure they have oversight. I'm sure they have very effective oversight. I'm sure they're doing very well according to their overseers. And it's also by a new and essentially benign structure of strategic communications, which was originally designed by doves in the Pentagon and now NATO, who wanted to use subtle and nonviolent tactics to deal with Islamic terrorism, but whose efforts are poorly regulated and badly supervised, with the result that some of its practitioners are breaking loose and engaging in black arts of propaganda. Black arts of propaganda. You mean there's something even more vile than what's going on right now? Damn. The Pentagon has now designated information operations as its 5th core competency, alongside land, sea, air, and special forces. Since October of 2006, every brigade, division, and corps in the U.S. military has had its own PSYOP, element producing output for local media. Yippee! The military activity is linked to the State Department's campaign of public diplomacy, which includes funding radio stations and news websites. In Britain, the Directorate of Targeting and Information Operations in the Ministry of Defense works with specialists from 15 UK PSYOPs based in the Defense Intelligence and Security School in Chicksands in Bedford. Wow. Yes, dear. Yep. I know we have machines for everything, Phantom, but you know what? There is just something about that whole Bob thing that just... No. Um... Oh! A special broadcast just about... You know, that would be fun. Home food. Um... Huh. I just might have to do that. I don't know. We'll have to see if Grimmy will, if there's time. We shall see, Sock Puppet. But that does sound fun. I do have a tendency to get kind of sidetracked, don't I? See, you missed out on all the fun when, was it Goy out of Canada? When he was hanging out a lot in the RLM chat, he was always sending me really, really naughty articles because he liked to hear me read do the whole Dr. Ruth thing. Apparently he's a pervy old guy from Canada. I don't know. But some of those articles were quite entertaining. And it's good thing that I don't have video because I'm sure I was just absolutely beat red but laughing my ass off the whole time. So, yes, dear. Ministry of Dystopia. Okay, an imaginary place or state in which the condition of life is extremely bad, as from deprivation, oppression, or terror. Ah. Oh, I'll see what I can come up with, hon. Okay. Let me get back to, I got to finish this article. I don't have that much time left, and I've gotten this far into it. I don't like to stop till I'm done. Is that one of those $9.99 kind of phrases? Ha, moving along. What? What did I say now? um, yeah, that's because I have a little bit of a delay, honey. Well, sure. Um, but sweetie, I think you would have to, you'd have to do Skype because I can't get the other ones to work out here for some, I don't know what the hell the deal is. Because I've been through. Ah, okay. Oh, and Grimmy made it over here. Hi, Grimmy. I see you over here. Okay, let me get back to this. I got to finish this shit. What did I say? Was it good? Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, I got to read this part because there was one phrase that just jumped right out at me, and I'm like, oh, booyah. The government is still paying off reporters to spread disinformation, and the corporate media is acting like virtual escort services for the moneyed elites selling access for a price to powerful government officials instead of actually investigating and reporting on what those officials are doing. So, virtual escort services. Is that $9.95 stuff? I have a PayPal account. I would so totally suck at that. I just know I would. Because I would laugh so hard. I mean, yeah, I could really string a line of shit, but man. Honey, unless you want me to start, no, I'm just not going to go there. um, okay, no problem. Okay, just about done here. So, one of the ways that the U.S. government spreads propaganda is by making sure that it gets its version out first. Yeah, and repeat a lie often enough. Who was it that said that? I think I know who that was. For example, the head of the U.S. Information Agency Television and Film Division, Alvin A. Snyder, wrote in his book Warriors of Disinformation how lies, videotape, and USIA won the Cold War. All governments, including our own, lie when it suits their purposes. The key is to lie first. And have you ever noticed that whenever someone tells a lie, the reason that they're lying is because they want to hide something from you? Whether it's what they're doing, how they're profiting, how they are at fault. It's always to hide something. Even if it's just a little white lie, it's still hiding something. Apparently another casualty, always wars first, was the truth. The truth of the accidental Russian shoot down of the Korean airliner will be remembered pretty much the way we told it in 1983, not the way it really happened. In 2013, the American Congress repealed the formal ban against the deployment of propaganda against its U.S. citizens living on American soil. So there's even less to constrain propaganda than before. That was in the NDAA, by the way, for those of you that don't know. One of the most common uses of propaganda is to sell unnecessary and counterproductive wars. Given that the American media is always pro-war, mainstream publishers, producers, editors, and reporters are willing participants. It's not just lying about so damn insane's non-existent weapons of mass destruction. The corporate media is still selling lies to promote war. And that's what's truly sad. And what's even sadder is people are actually swallowing the bullshit that the reason why people over there that we have been dropping democracy on them right and left, the reason why they dislike us, distrust us, despise us, is because of our freedoms. No! The only freedom that they despise us for is our feeling of freedom to drop democracy all over their asses and democratize them back into the Stone Age. That's the only freedom they hate us for. Trust me. Oh well. Y'all have been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3, also on the RLM Radio.xyz station, and the RLM Spreaker channel, and the RLM Internet radio station, and the RLM TuneIn radio station. Thank you ever so much for listening in this evening, listening to my spewage, so to speak, because I'm really going to, I think I'm just going to become a professional spewer. I think I am. And I'll just spew about whatever I feel like spewing about. Be sure to stick around because Atrax will be on directly following me with his Atraxian tunage. And then right after him will be Grimner and Moose Girl with the Freakers Ball. So stick around. All kinds of way cool stuff going on tonight on the RLM. Also, tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Central Time, or no, yeah, wait, let me think. Yeah, 11 o'clock Central Time, because that's the time the Cosmos is set with, which is noon Eastern Time, will be the Dork Table with yours truly and Flash-a-Rooney Dork, and maybe even a special appearance by the lovely Circles. That would be way cool, too. She is so awesome. Then tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Is that Eastern? Is it 3 Eastern, hun? I gotta. Okay. That's it. I gotta pull up the damn schedule because I can be a total dork sometimes. Hence being part of the dork table. Okay, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, so 3 p.m. my time. See, I knew 3 p.m. somewhere. Is The Bridge with Kira. Then tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Bo Diddy with some bodacious tunage. Sunday at noon Eastern Time, 11 o'clock my time, with the Cosmos, is Grimner with the Blues, leading you into Hal Anthony, who is gonna open up a can of whoop-ass on yo ass. After he, actually, probably before he takes you behind the woodshed, and he'll just open up that can of whoop-ass all the way till you get behind the woodshed. And then, tomorrow or Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which I keep thinking 7 p.m. my time, and that's when I tune in, and then I miss half of it. So it's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. with the Cosmos, or me, is The Road Less Traveled with Gary L. and Gigi's Booze. So, lots of really cool, awesome stuff going on here on Real Liberty Media Radio. I will be back next week, Wednesday, with the Wackadoodle Wednesday edition of Grammy's Rocket Chair. Also, at noon Eastern Time is Solvanor over on UCY.TV with the Solvanor event. Check that out. Is he also over here on RLM, Grimmy? Oh, no, he's at 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, Wednesday. So I get a nooner with Solvanor. Dude, how fun is that? It's all like foreign. I do like his accent. Oh, well. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I still have a couple minutes. Let me go check out the pig, see if I have time to do this date in history real fast before I get out of here. You're welcome, Chloe. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Keep that cursor rolling. Today in history, November the 25th, 1817. American gets the one thing it never knew that it always wanted. A man who really gets the point. When first sword swallower performs in the Big Apple. This date in history, 1922. Holy false billing, Batman, a treasure hunter playing at archaeology. Howard Carter enters King Tut's tomb. Grave robbing on a massive scale ensues. This date in history, 1973. Spouting deranged bullcrap about conserving energy. Nanny state nitwits turn Grinch and steal all of the fun out of driving by cutting maximum speed limit to 55. Hammy Sagar. Wow! Let's turn that shit around. Sammy Hagar just has issues with that shit. And he wrote a song about it. Or at least did a song about it. And finally, this date in history, 1983. Brit desperados do some heavy lifting and steal 25 million pounds, as in the dollar amount, pounds, not weight, pounds of gold. So, there's this date in history. Y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of your evening. I will catch up with you in a little bit. I do have a few chores I need to tend to.